Welcome to my happy place. Here is where I find inspiration in art, design, culture, cuisine, fashion, and the lifestyle of my favorite collaborators. Join me to see what's new in the ever-transforming world of creatives. Hello, my dear Marion. How are you?
Thanks for having me here today.
Absolutely, and thank you for being here at our new project.
Yes.
Biscayne Beach here in beautiful Miami on a sunny day.
Yes.
So once again, you trusted me as an interior designer to introduce to your clients.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the opportunity you're giving me. And it's always a pleasure to work with you and your wonderful clients, global clients.
I'm melting away right now,
Yeah.
Sogol.
So cheers to us.
cheers to us. No, thank you for having me here and that we can do this together.
Absolutely.
And it's very exciting because now we're here, you're finishing up that project and you made it beautiful again, like always.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, it's good that we talk about this here today. And I always notice, and you too, you know, because designer, decorated, it's so important to have that.
Yes.
Because it brings the value up, it rents better, and all these things, you know. So it's like very, very valuable to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, we definitely personalize the properties for our clients. I mean, there's a lot of details that we always consider.
Yeah.
And of course, there are two kind of clients. Clients who purchase as an investment and also rent the units out. And then also the clients who buy a property to live here.
Yeah.
So it's always two different categories for us to consider as a designer, because we also want the products to be rental friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
And also we work with budget, of course.
Yeah.
Depends on what the clients want.
Yeah, but this is also what I love about you, because I mean, I can send you to my very high-end clients, and you're gonna, you know, you design a closet like a castle. I mean, I remember how you've done it once, you know. I mean, you were like so into this closet, and the closet, you didn't want to leave it anymore. That's how beautiful it was.
I know.
So, and I mean, it's like, yeah, of course. And everything is, of course, about a budget, if it's an investment, or is it like for you personal. But I mean, everything that we've done together, you know.
Exactly. And what I love about you also, there are so many things, of course, but one thing, you know, obviously, you know, we work with realtors all the time, and I always love to refer the right realtor to the right client or friend or whoever that is. And you also pay so much attention to the details, and you listened to your clients a lot, and you're very patient too.
Yeah.
So all of these elements are very important.
Yeah.
And you know, besides being friends for over 15 years, you also helped us sell one of our rental properties, investment properties in Miami, in South of Fifth, many years ago. Yeah. And immediately I remember, because that was a property we had with my parents and my brother. And my mom's wish was to immediately buy something before their flight back to Maryland. So we had a week here, and you really did such an amazing job. You found them exactly the right property. They wanted to have a pied-à-terre here in Miami, because back then I was still living in DC, but I was in Miami often, and they wanted to have a place here because they knew how much I love Miami.
Yes, yes, and you turned it around so fast. I mean, within 2 weeks it was a total different place.
It was at the Mantle Plaza. It was an Art Deco building, and it was a studio. It still is. You know, they're still renting it out, and so you really did such a great job. Within 1 week, you already had the right property. Well, the other amazing property you found for me was my platform concept gallery in South of Fifth. So, and you knew exactly what to find for me, and here we are, like 5 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's wonderful working with you always, and I always
here.
Trust you with with my clients or whoever I recommend to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, you did an amazing job at the last unit from this particular client, you know, that we sold at the Flamingo. We got the highest price, actually per square foot.
Wow.
Due to the beautiful decoration, you know, this where you can see the difference. And it pays, you know, it pays, the decorator pays. You're gonna get so much more at the end of the day when you rent or when you sell. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I have seen so many apartments where people either don't have the time to do it because they're from overseas. And
also
then
the knowledge, you know, because they're not really familiar with what's happening here, you know. Europe versus America, you know, we see there's a big
and then
difference.
others, you know, they might don't want to spend the money in a designer or decorator, which I think is totally wrong, because you're gonna get it for sure back. So you're not spending, you are like investing in your own place, and you get a better value, a better rent, or better purchase price, sales price. So it's worthwhile doing it. And I mean, you're always doing it with your full heart. I mean, you're like, you're putting all.
It's my place. I feel like it's my place.
I mean,
what
so
would I do for myself? That's what I do for my clients, if not more.
Yeah, and this is what I love about working with you, because you always make it right. I mean, you go out of your way. If it takes you to spend the entire night on finding something, you will do it, you know? And if the client is saying, I'm coming in 2 weeks and nothing is there, you're gonna get out and yeah, you're gonna make it happen, you know? And you're gonna motivate everybody around you to do it and to make miracles happen, which we've seen it so many times, you know? And especially with all the workers you're dealing with, but you're always kind of managing it. You're always managing to get it done.
I feel like, you know, whatever you do with so much passion, it just naturally comes, you know. And of course, it's a lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of responsibility that I take on. And like you said, you know, when we are working with international clients and they're not physically here, so everything is being done virtually, like their Flamingo property and this one, they had not seen it in person. So you did such a great job relaying the message. And now, you know, as we are working on more projects together with each other, then, you know, I'm also there to support. You know, the feedback is important for them and for you and for me. It's a circle. You know, it's not, you know, when they ask me, oh, so what do you think? Is because I also know what they need. You know, I know certain things from my vision when it comes to interior space. Especially with this one, because the first condo at the Flamingo was a 2-bedroom. And this one is a bedroom and a little den. So, and we all had a difficult time deciding whether or not this is the right place for them. And but it sure was. And I'm happy. It's a beautiful location with, you know, Miami is transforming by the second.
Absolutely.
And this whole Edgewater area is really a special place.
Exactly. And the good thing is, I mean, I also notice, and I've worked with other designers, but you know, with you listen, which is very important. You know, you listen to the client. I had others, they were not listening. They just put their own taste into the apartments, and the clients got very frustrated. I mean, you really listen to the client, you give them good advice, and then there's a beautiful end result coming out. And they also trust you. I mean, I know you had some clients, they just let you do everything. I mean, you mentioned some of them. I mean, they don't even come until it's finished.
I know.
And you know, and I couldn't believe it at the beginning. I said, how can somebody do this? But then you proved it so many times to me, and I was like, wow, you know.
It works.
It works, yes.
It works.
Yes.
No, it's always a lot of fun working with clients and feeling them.
Yeah, exactly. That you understand what they're looking for, and we talked about that a lot. In the past, you know, to understand that part.
Exactly. I remember with the first property for these same clients, I knew they had a dog, because when the first interview I have with them, the first consult I have with them, I asked them, you know, are there any kids involved, animals involved, what type of animal?
Yeah.
I mean, all of these, like, I really interrogate them because there's so many layers I need to understand, and that's why, you know, it's, my design is not just buying a few furniture pieces. It's really something that suits their lifestyle and suits their intention of this property too, you know, if they want to rent it out or not. But I remember I was so excited to even meet their dog, but I didn't realize that they didn't want to bring the dog, and I had bought the dog toys and, you know, a little dog dish and everything. So these are the details that, you know, matter to me, and it matters to the clients too. And now, but this time they did bring their beautiful little Carlos. Which we're gonna have so much fun with Carlos.
Yeah, it's a fashionista.
I know.
Carlos is a fashionista, really.
Every day he goes out and he comes back with a new outfit.
Exactly.
Even now for Halloween.
That's true. Yeah, no, I totally.
So I always like to improve what I do. Just because I feel like in my world, as you know, I don't believe in competition. I feel like we all create our own relationship with anyone, like any individual. It's on personal level, I feel that. On a professional level, I feel the same thing. And I like to improve just because it's challenging for me. The challenge is for me to make myself better for myself and for others. So what advice do you have to give to me as far as how can I be a better designer, or
oh my God, that's a very tough question.
I mean, what were the challenges? Let's face the challenges. Or what was the fun part? You know, maybe we can.
I mean, one thing I know for sure. I mean, anybody that I would recommend you, they can trust you 100%.
Oh,
that's what I can say with the design and with the outcome, because you just have very amazing taste how to put
and I work
things
with any taste
together.
Because I work with the client's taste. It's not really I can't say I'm modern or I'm traditional. I love every style.
I mean pretty much the way it goes. I mean I don't have any complaints. I mean I always mention to you that I would like to have like some designer packages, but a designer package, you know, I mean, how you're gonna.
It's difficult.
It's
you know, the reason why I cannot do this is because I really personalize the space. I really curate based on the clients. And I don't do like cookie cutter.
That's right.
I never repeat anything in my work. You know?
Exactly. That's why I'm not asking you about that anymore. That was my thinking before, but now, you know, I mean, I've seen so many projects that you have done, and they're just so beautiful and so amazing. You know, you can just. I mean, anybody can just come to you and say, hey, make this bedroom or this living room nice again, or get the most out of it, or make the nicest out of the terrace, or out of the, you just create such a beautiful space, you know. So what is your first question? Let's say, I mean, what is the first question that you're going to ask somebody that needs your design service and they want to, let's say, redo their living room?
Right.
Are you asking about colors first? Are you asking about their family lifestyle? Or what is the first question?
So the most important thing is always to understand the clients, you know, and create the right dynamic between myself and them, and understand, you know, their vision, their dreams. What is it important to them? What, you know, and again, you know, we have the international clients or clients that are already living here. So it's everyone is so different. And with international clients, obviously, what's the purpose of this condo? Are you going to use it 3 times a year, 6 times a year, or, you know, 2 weeks of the year? And you know, all of these questions are important for me to understand how to design the space. And then, of course, you know, I ask them about, you know, what do they like, you know, how do they entertain, how do they live their lives, you know, or is it someone, let's say, you know, you have a bachelor, you know, how do you want to use your space, the dining room, the balcony, the terrace, or pool deck, you know, whatever the house is. And So those are important. Like, in the previous project,
you're absolutely
the little
right.
balcony, and we had the most beautiful view. First of all, that property was in Miami Beach. This one is the opposite side. It's in Miami with the bay view, which is beautiful, and overlooking South Beach. And so their balcony was small, and we created a little lounge area and also a bistro set, so for them to enjoy even a dinner together and have a glass of wine together on the balcony. This one here, we decided together, obviously, that they want a lounge and more open space, and I think it worked out very beautifully.
No, it looks amazing. I mean, the view is just to die for.
It's a beautiful view. It's very distracting when I come here. Even the other one at the Flamingo, it was very distracting.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but
this
you
is
have
a much nicer. They're all nice buildings, but this is Biscayne Beaches is definitely a beautiful building.
Exactly, it's a high-end building, and what is really beautiful here, you just have it all. You have the sunrise, the sunset, you have like the blue water, you have the city skyline at night, which is really, really...
And they won't build anything here, right?
No.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view. And we have the birds that are flying. It's so pretty. The height is actually very nice, we're on the 42nd floor, but
we're right below the penthouse, so I mean the height is excellent.
It's beautiful. You really did a great job. For sure.
So now we're renting this place. It's available for rent at $5,000 a month.
Fantastic.
With the furniture, obviously, and decorated.
Good.
And we'll see. And if they're renting it, and then if they're not, I mean, when the tenant is moving out and there's some time in between, then maybe the owner is, enjoying it for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Good. What other exciting projects do you have going on?
What other exciting projects I have going? I actually have a couple of projects going on.
Good.
I have a couple of projects going on. And I might need your service again.
Sure.
But this time it's like a house. It's not a condo.
Good.
But it's an older house, and you know how it is with older house. You want to keep the charm, but at the same time you want to make it ultra modern. But then you have
something like that I love.
So I probably.
I mean, a project like this, like a turnkey project, where we do it within like this one, we finished in almost less than 2 months, I think. I mean, there are still a few items that, because of the manufacturing, there were delays, but altogether, everything is really done. And so it's definitely doable. But a house and, going into the little architectural details where we can actually... And the other thing that's very important for new home owners, they sometimes think, okay, let's just buy the house or have it built and then we hire you. But you have no idea how many things as a designer you can actually implement and while the house is being built. So we are really a crucial element to the process. And they don't need to wait because, again, I don't just find the furniture for them. It's everything. There are so many details, like how the light comes into the interior. Maybe there is a wall that we can take half of it off, or the ceiling can go lower or higher, or there's so many details that we can actually. And I am, I work with all senses.
I remember exactly, because the last time, it was just about the lighting design, I mean, you needed to do something with the design of the lighting, and that requires all the permits.
Of course.
And to do it up front is actually ideal.
I know, exactly. Hiring a designer definitely helps with making less mistakes. And we do save our clients money too. A lot of times. Like in my case, it doesn't matter what the client's budget is. I always feel like I need to give them the best value for the least amount of price. I mean, that's always my mission. For me, that's my own challenge. Even if the client, they have whatever budget, like unlimited budget, which I also have.
Absolutely.
There are all kind of clients. But even with those clients, and they appreciate it. They appreciate how I save them money, because then, you know, I save them money in one thing, and then we can get an original piece of art for whatever, you know, like, you know, this is, I love to keep a balance in my projects, and it's, that's the fun part.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It doesn't cost, it really pays. And, you know, we have seen this on the high-end properties, you know, I mean, you
think the Mandarin Oriental too. I forgot about that.
Exactly. So I mean,
even
nice. I mean, exactly. I mean, even if you go to the high-end properties and they cost already a couple of million, so it's like that the buyer is already struggling to pay that, and then he's thinking, oh my God, paying a designer. But you know, at the end of the day, okay, they invest in the designer. But it pays at the end big time, especially if you go to a high-end property. You need to have it properly designed. Because I have seen condos, I mean,
disaster.
Yes, there's so much missing, and if you have it like properly designed from head to toe, you're gonna get whatever you spent back and much more.
And we save them time too. Because you know, we have our relation, although, you know, I always say I don't want to be responsible for the general contractor. I just want to work with the client's contractor. But at the same time, you know, that's why they are hiring us, you know, so I need to, which I have, you know, I have a great team of contractors, depending on what the project is, but it's a challenge, and, you know, we are there to, we are the middleman between our clients, and of course, you know, projects, like bigger projects that also require a project manager. Well, you know my daughter Dorsa, so she's a project manager, landscape architect, and a project manager, and it really makes such a big difference when I have her on board, and because it's a lot. There's so many details that the clients don't even see. From the products, the labor,
oh my God, yes, and this is like really, I mean, heads up, you know, because, I mean, this is so much work that you're doing then. Well, I mean, if you're not involved in this, I mean, being a designer is not like just ordering stuff and putting it in. The work that you have to put in there is so incredible, a lot, you know. I mean, you have to coordinate with the building, you have to reserve the elevator, then the furniture are not on time, then the workers are not coming. I mean, this is like a lot of work, you know, that a lot of people don't really see, you know, and then we're like on top of it in Miami, which is like not that you call somebody and tell them come here in 2 weeks at 10 o'clock.
More challenging,
You have to call them like 5 times in between, and at the best an hour before, and this is what people forget about it, you know, and they don't see it, you know, what is involved and all the time and effort that you have to put in there. But I mean, you're doing great, you know.
We're doing great.
Yes, we're doing great.
And thank you for this opportunity again. And so I think next is we're gonna have a nice chat with Nicole.
Yes.
And we'll give a tour of the place.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful. And I would also like to invite you, I'm going to have like an open house kind of in south of 5th.
Yes.
And I would like to have you there with like either some Italian fabrics or like the colors of the season, something like this.
Yeah, we'll help.
And we can do something because...
Something inspiring for the new buyer.
I'm looking at this beautiful wall that you painted there. I love the color. It's so nice.
And I was like, what I do is, you know, we also went with the clients to Home Goods, you know, because I like to work with higher end materials and lower end. I mean, I work with a lot of artists, you know, I do a lot of custom work, a lot of commission work. For their first condo at the Flamingo, we commissioned an artist. So we had beautiful original art on the walls. This time we found something very colorful from Home Goods, and you know, it's fun to kind of be able to source different products at different price range, but still make it work, so everything really looks like $1 million interior.
Exactly, yeah.
But that's the fun part of it. Well, thank you so much for our chat.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
it was
we
fun.
should do this more often.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do
I'm
like
always
a little
very
bit.
shy about being in front of the camera, but
me too. We just gotta get used to it.
Yes,
Sogol.
And we have some really great support here.
Yes,
with the Night Owls team and my staff, Orchid from Bulgaria, and
yes,
and
exactly.
Brandon from DC. So it's wonderful to have you all here to make this happen for us.